Dang, those eyes though. Psych. What's up, you guys? This is Jayden. I'm back with another video, and in this video today, I want to discuss why men should get off online dating. I'm not making a video about this for women one day as well because it's really even worse for them in reality. It really is. But yeah, in this video today, I'm going to be discussing it for primarily men. Of course, we're going to talk about women in the video, but obviously this video is for the guys out there. And look, in our society today, we live more in a superficial world. We live in a world where your looks define you. Your looks are you. It's your personality. When we look at casual relationships, casual hookups, what is that all really primarily based on? Because it's shallow. Let's be real. It's based on your looks. It's really that simple. When you add this all into context when it comes to online dating, you get platforms like Tinder and Bumble, whatever. And when you look at the research, obviously there's way more men on these platforms compared to women. 67% of men are on Tinder, while 33% are women. So yeah, that's a pretty big gap when you really look at it. It's a really big gap. And let's be real, most of the guys are on there, they're not really on there just to find a relationship. Most of them on there for one thing: flings, casual relationships, nothing really crazy. And for women out there as well, many of them want the casual relationships, casual hookups as well, because women now have birth control. And because of that, it makes the opportunity way more accessible compared to back in 100 years ago, where you had no choice but to just settle down with that one guy or whatever. The world is totally different now today, what our society is capable of doing. But where the issue arises is the aspects of looks for men is simple. Let's get a guy, pop a picture. He's about a 6.5 right here. This is an average Joe. And let me get another guy who is maybe about a 3 or 4. What's your first judgment? I don't really know, man. I don't think he's really that attractive, and then you make up all these assumptions because of what your level. Obviously, everybody has different types of attractiveness, but maybe this person just doesn't look that good to you. But what if you look at this average guy? He seems like a pretty decent looking guy, You put him on Tinder, there's a possibility that he's probably won't get really any likes at all. And the guy who's even slightly worse looking, he gets none. And the above average guys, of course, you see them get the more higher ranked people. But then you have the people who are the Giga Chads and the alphas or whatever you want to call them. They get pretty much 70 to 60% of most of the attractive women on these platforms. But you know what the issue with all of that is, though? For men in this aspect, so let's talk about the average Joe. It's not fair for them. They don't get the same opportunities because you know what the issue is for them in that aspect? The women who are pretty much on those same level of attractiveness. Let's get a picture of this one right here. Pretty average woman right now, and looks, nothing crazy. But what can they do to make themselves look better? Makeup. Whatever else, extensions or whatever parts women have. I don't pay attention to that stuff. You can add so many aspects for women. They can add so many different aspects. They can put their bodies in different positions. They can add more curves, put their face in different shapes to give you this vision of them looking slightly more attractive than what they actually look like. But if you're that average Joe, there's only so much you can do other than just probably go to the gym and work out. It's really all you do, and just eat cleaner. But for the woman, they can disguise all this. They can put all this stuff on, and they can make their attractiveness go from a 4 to like a 7. And then still, what this creates in a way on top of all this is that these women, they're getting all these dead options of guys who don't get any any people at all, these average guys who are getting no type of connections or anything, all those women that were originally the 3 to 4s, they're getting like double the amount, triple the amount that they are, and those are those same guys. But what this does to that woman, what it creates a false sense of pride, of ego, and feeling good about themselves, that it increases their value all the way up to where they believe that they should have the top tier of guys and whatnot. But then what that creates is a very flawed system of women who are entitled compared to actual healthy quality women. You get these other women that feel like they should have the top tier of guys and that they should be better, and that these guys who are below them, they're nothing. You know, and I'm not trying to bash women or anything. It's not really my job. It's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm just speaking more so on facts, because I even know this person who literally said it's fun just getting the free attention that comes with it from using these platforms, and that's from a woman. I've heard a woman say that before. So the evidence is clearly there that they can use it easily as just a confidence boost for attraction. And for these guys who are average looking or below average looking, they can't get that. You know, they can't get those matches with those people because it's all based on a flawed misconception of how that actual person truly looks, rather than looking at as your personality, your character, who you are as a person. And when you look at it for the guys who are above average and the giga chats I said earlier, you know, these guys, they have an abundance of options that they can get when it comes to women. They can have as many women on these platforms as they possibly can, because it's all superficial. It's all based on looks rather than, as I said before, actual character and personality traits that truly matter in the end. Yeah, your bio doesn't matter. None of that matters. None of these cheap pickup lines matter. It's all based on how you look. Now, when you take this now into consideration of, you know, casual relationships, casual sex, all of this plays a fundamental element, because guess what? What is that all based on? It's all based on your looks. It's based on your physical attractiveness. And what most of these platforms are, Tinder, all that stuff, yeah, you hear your stories out there about the ones that do find love on there, but for the most part, it's just casual relationships. It's nothing really fulfilling about it, because in the end, all that does is it decreases a man's confidence, and it increases more women's confidence. I'm not saying that all women get all the options, but I'm saying majority of them do. And those dead weight guys at the bottom, they don't get anything. They don't get any options. They don't get anything. But I'm not saying all this though to say that you should blend in with society and believe that you should just try to focus primarily just on your looks. Nah, bro. So obviously that's not what we don't teach on the channel. It's actually about developing great characteristics and developing mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and all these different departments of your life. Because if you don't develop these, how do you expect to attract a higher quality mate in the future? You won't. And you see, and the problem with society is, because the problem with society today is as simple as that. None of these things are taken into consideration. I mean, status and all that stuff doesn't really matter as much was back then. But today's world, it's more of an ego and entitlement thing. The more that these issues arise, this is what kind of causes the rift between women and men today now. You know, this is just one element of it. But you got men who are bitter and mad about this stuff, but rather than just focusing your attention somewhere else, they continue to try to find matches and things like that. Because obviously you have the guys that get the chance, you know, the problem for them is that they can also develop an inflated ego because of all the options and opportunities that they can possibly have. You know, I mean, think about it. I mean, I've heard people say, man, do you know your potential? Do you know what you can do? You know what I'm saying? But there's all a societal condition. So it's something that's been evolved in our society for a very long time, and it's now even greater now, because when you think about instant gratification, getting the quick hit is so much easier and actually putting in the work for something longevity speaking. It's so much easier now to just, you can have that casual relationship, that casual hookup. It's so easier to access that now more than ever for many people, especially for women now. They have so many options that they can't even base it on the personality. They can only base it on the looks. So the problem is that we need to really make personality once again the thing. Because I get it, you know, for men, visual, and when you see a woman that looks more attractive than what they actually are, you don't see them for who they really are. You see this false version rather than who they really are. So that's why you have to really understand the concept of just truly reading a person and really knowing, is this a good person or high quality person or not? And that's why you have to really surround yourself with people who are high value. And I say to fix all this stuff is simply, meet people in real life. People who you have close vicinity with. If you go to the gym, you go to the park, you dog park or whatever, restaurant, wherever you go to, somebody that you know you see there almost every day. Speaking of women, go up to these women because you'll be able to actually assess their character more because you've been around them way more to really kind of know them more and really get that opportunity to get to know them more. And surround yourself with more people who are high value that have access to other high value people, including women, and you can have more opportunities to come your way. But that starts first with you actually becoming high value yourself. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Just wanted to talk about this topic. I feel like it's a very important topic, man, because it's really bad now, obviously, in our modern society today with what has happened when it terms of modern dating, especially for men. But, you know, it's basically giving many women more of a confidence boost and many more men it's putting us down even more. And I'm not saying this to say anything bad about women or anything like that, because there are many great quality women out there. But on these platforms, let's be real, you're not going to meet high quality women. You're not going to meet women of value. It's lower quality. It's the lower down ends of women. So actually go out and meet actual high quality people. So all these platforms, this is shallow. It's shallow. Peace.